Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm trying out the spring collection from Chanel, and this was actually released either yesterday or the day before on the Chanel website, and I decided to go ahead and get my hands on some of the pieces, and some of them looked really nice. I haven't seen any reviews or any swatches on anything, so I don't really know what they're going to look like. I don't know if they're going to be pigmented, if they're going to be worth the money. I have had some good and bad experiences from some of the Chanel products, and if you do want to see those, just have a look at my best and worst of 2022 video, because I do have some Chanel products in the worst one, and some of them are just not that good. Everything arrived today and I have them in these two boxes. I got them in the post and I thought I'd go ahead and film a video today because I really wanted to test this out, get this video up, because if you guys are interested in these products, then it can show you if they're worth it or if they're not, or I can just show you how they work on me. So if you're new to my channel and you enjoy this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, and also make sure to hit the bell icon just so you're notified every time I load a new video. So anyway, if you want to see me try out this entire spring collection from Chanel, then just keep watching. As you can see, I've applied my face makeup, so I have my primer, foundation, concealer and a little bit of powder underneath my eyes and also on my eyelids, and I'm going to try out the products for the face first, and I don't usually do that, I always do the eyes, but because I have the foundation on, I don't want it to dry too much before I try out these products, because sometimes if you let foundation dry a little bit too much, then some of the other products that you put on top of the foundation can make it come off. So the first product that we're going to try out is a blush, and this I was debating whether to get or not, but I did see a swatch. This is the only thing that I saw a swatch and a little review on, and it was from Erin Nicole, and I thought I would go ahead and get it. Even though I don't really like the formula of these, I thought I'd try it out because I can use it as a blush stick, and she said that this one actually is better than the original one, so I thought I'd go ahead and get it. So this is the Baume Essentiel and it's in the shade, I don't want to butcher it, but it's probably going to be wrong, Dragee, I have no idea, but there's two different shades of this. You have this one and you have like a lilac shade, and that one is more of a highlighter, and I decided not to get that one because I don't really go for lilacs. It's just usually I go for champagne or pink highlighters, and I know for a fact that I wouldn't get my use out of it, but this one I can use as a blush, and it looked like it was something that I was going to use. So this does retail for £35, so it is pretty expensive for a product, but I feel like I might get some use out of this because the shade is so much nicer than the other one. So the other one that I have is, I think it's called Or, and it's just basically a clear one and it has some flecks of gold glitter in there. That one pretty much didn't do anything, it just looked like it was Vaseline, and you guys know that I really didn't like that one, but this one looks like it's going to be a really nice blush shade, and it is sort of like a light mid-toned pink. Now if you do have deeper skin than me, then you can use this as a highlighter. Even if you have the same skin or lighter than me, you can use this as a highlighter. It's whatever you want to do, but I feel like that this would look absolutely stunning if you have darker skin and use this as a highlighter. I'm going to do a little swatch. It does take quite a lot of building up, but it does look quite nice actually. It looks like a very light blush. I don't know if you'll be able to see that because of the light. So it looks quite nice. And I do have very dry skin at the moment because I am on new acne medication, so my skin is drying out a lot. So this being a product that is more wet might make my skin feel a little bit better. So yes, I'm excited to try this out and see if it is any better, but it did look like it was going to be really good on Erin's videos, so hopefully I'm going to like it as much as that. So I'm just pretty much going to warm this up on my hand, and then I'm just going to take a sponge because I use sponges all the time when I do blushes. So I'm just trying to pick it up with a sponge, but it looks like that it's sort of going all over my arm, but it looks really pigmented once you actually blend it out. So I think I'm probably going to regret this, but I think I'm going to go onto my face and try and blend it out. So it does work a lot better if you put it on your arm. I think I might try the finger technique. It is really nice, but it is very subtle as well. So if you are expecting a blush stick, then you probably are not going to get much pigment out of this. But it does it really nice. Just going to take some on my fingers. So I'm just going to rub my fingers on it. It feels really creamy as well. You can see the product, but it looks very light. But it looks very luminous as well. I'm actually really shocked that I like this. because I absolutely hated the other one, and you guys know that I hated it. So blush is done, and this looks absolutely beautiful. I do feel like if you have oily skin, you might not like this as a blush. You might prefer it as a highlighter, or you might just need to set it in with some extra powder, but this looks really, really nice. It builds up very easily. There's not a massive amount of pigment because this is a product that you can just build up. You can have a light flush on your cheeks, or you can build it up and have more of a vibrant colour, but I really like this. I'm shocked because, like I said, I hated the original one that I still have in my collection that I don't use because it's that bad. So yeah, I like this. If you are intrigued about it, I'd say go ahead and do a swatch, see if you like the shade of it, but I really like this and I will continue to use it. And we have another blush, but like I said, this one seems to be like a blush highlighter. As I was reading about it, it looks absolutely beautiful, and that's why I decided to get it, because it looked like something that I was going to use and it just looked like it was a really nice product. So this is the Fantasie de Chanel Illuminating Blush Powder. So I have tried something similar to this before. It didn't have a lot of pigment, and it was from one of the limited edition collections, and it was actually really nice. And this one's a limited edition piece as well. And let's have a look and see the shade. You can also see on my arm all of the swatches that I did of the blush, because I was putting it on my arm and then I was just dabbing it off with my sponge and putting it on my face. So yes, I have a lot, and it looks more pigmented as you build it up as well. When you open it up, you do get 2 little bags in here, and one of them is for the brush, and this brush feels so nice and soft. It really reminds me of the one that you get in another blush that was a limited edition one. I can't remember the name of it, but it looks so nice. It feels amazing, and it just looks really good. The only thing is I don't really use these brushes because I use a highlighter brush, I use my blush brushes, and I just really like them. They're just tried and true, tested. And then you get another cover and you get the compact, and it's just exactly the same compact that you get all the time in all of their blushes and all of their eyeshadow palettes. And this looks absolutely stunning. I see why they call this an illuminating blush, because this seems way more like a highlighter. It just looks like a highlighter with flecks of pink in there as well. It is tie-dye, you get the CCs on there, and it's also tweed. It looks absolutely beautiful. This is £52, so it is very expensive. There's only one shade, which is this one, and it looks pretty good for spring, and it also matches the eyeshadow as well. What I'm going to do first of all is I'm just going to do a little swatch just so I can see if it's worth putting it as a blush or just using it as a highlighter. So we're going in. Just going to take a little bit from the C. I'm just going to do a swatch. I don't know if you can see, but it does look more like a blush, because it is very pink. I'm first of all going to try it as a highlighter, so I'm just going to take my highlighter fan brush that I use all the time, and I'm just going to go in it, and we'll try it as a highlighter. I don't know if the pink is just like an overspray, but there's a little bit of pink coming off on there. There is a little bit of pink coming off, but I think it's more highlighter. I'm just trying to see because I can't see if it's any different. So we've got this side. I can't actually see any difference between the two sides. That has no highlighter. That has highlighter. I can't really tell a difference. So I have my blush brush. It's just a duo fibre one. I use it all the time. I have washed it, but because I use it for blush, it's just stained it. So we're going to try this out and see if it actually works as blush. So hopefully by using more product, that's when you can start seeing the pink. So just tapping in there. It's not really much on the brush. I can't really see much of a difference. But I'm going to try and pop it on here. Trying to see if there's much difference between the two cheeks. I mean, can you see a difference? The only difference really is that this one looks more matte, this one looks more shiny. I think you do have to use quite a lot of this powder if you do want to make it look like a blush, because from doing a swatch it was quite pink, and then from using it as a highlighter you couldn't really see much. All you saw was a bit of shimmer, and then I just built up quite a lot with the blush brush and it does look more pink. It's actually quite nice. But I don't know if I'd use it every single day because it seems very, very, very pink to me. Very pink. But I don't know if it's because we put the blush stick underneath it, but it's really nice, but you do need to build it up quite a lot to get any colour, so that's the only thing. I mean, if you want more of a highlighter and you don't care if it's Chanel, I'd say go ahead and get the R.E.M. Beauty one. I use the Miss Mercury one. It's absolutely stunning and it's my favourite highlighter, so I recommend getting that one because it is much more affordable than this one. But if you are quite interested in this, because it is a limited edition, I think it's a very nice thing. It's just I know that I'm not going to use it that much because I don't really go for blushes that are baby pink. I don't really go for highlighters that aren't that strong. So for instance, my R.E.M. Beauty one, it is super strong and I absolutely love it. You need to use a light hand. This one I feel like you need to build it up quite a lot. So that's the only thing really. If you don't really care if it's a limited edition piece or if it's a Chanel product, I'd say you can skip this one. Go ahead and get the R.E.M. Beauty one, or there's other blushes that are available from different brands that are, I feel like, much better than this one. So this is a very nice thing and I do like that you get the extra cover with it, you get the extra brush, but for me it's £52. I don't think it's worth your money. So I'm just going to go ahead and put on some bronzer because my skin looks very pale at the moment, and then we're going to come back and try out the rest of the products. I've put on some bronzer and I feel like that the makeup looks a lot better and a lot more put together, and I have seen what the blush looks like in natural lighting, so we'll let you know at the end of the video exactly what I think about it. So the next product is the thing that I'm most excited for, and this is the eyeshadow palette, and it's in the shade 68. This one looks so beautiful. It is limited edition. I don't know how quick this is going to sell out, but this is £50, so it's around the same price as all the other eyeshadow palettes. As you guys know, I don't really like the quads that much. I haven't really had the best luck with them, but I do really like the Beige palettes. Those are incredible and they're about the same price as well. So this one is £50 and it just looks so beautiful. The colours look absolutely stunning, look perfect for spring. So you have yellow, pink, purple, sort of like a brownie colour as well. It just looks so nice. So when you open it up, it looks like 3 of the shades are shimmer and then you've got one that's a matte shade. So the sort of light pink one, that's the one that I'm going to use for the transition shade. Then the purple looks beautiful. The yellow looks like a really nice highlighter shade as well. And then the dark one, it looks like that you can just deepen up the look a little bit, but you don't have to use it. It looks really nice, but it does look very light. Something that I do like about this is the fact that they have 2 of the brushes. So not just the sponge applicator, but they also have the brush one as well, and that's what you get with the Beige palettes. I use the sponge and the brush. I know that a lot of people don't, but I just do because I find that you can put the highlighter on a lot better. But this one, yeah, this one's a very different brush. I don't know how I'm going to get on with this one, but this one looks so different compared to the Beige one. I'm just going to use my normal brushes because I know how they perform. I know how they go in every single eyeshadow, so I feel like that I'll give it the best shot if I use my own brushes. So I did clean all of my makeup brushes this morning because I wanted to give it a really good fair test. So every single brush I'm using in this video has been cleaned today. The blush brush, highlighter brush, all the eye brushes. So I'm just going to take the only matte shade right here and I'm going to use this as a transition shade. This is very sheer. Like, this is super sheer. There's not really much difference between the eye with eyeshadow on and the eye without eyeshadow. Okay. But it is just a transition shade, it is a matte shade, so might not be that pigmented. I know that there is a specific look that they do have on the Chanel website, but I'm going to do my own. I don't think there's actually any eyeshadow. It genuinely looks like it's just taking off the concealer that I have on my eyelid. And bearing in mind this is all set. This is so weird. It's literally taking off my eyeshadow. How is that a thing? Well, I'm absolutely confused. I don't know how it's taken off all of my eyeshadow. Let me get my sponge and I'm just going to try and put a little bit more coverage down on there and we'll try the eyeshadow again. So I've just got my brush and I've just patted a little bit more. The strange thing is that in natural lighting, it didn't look like that it was taking off the concealer on my eyes, but in these lights it looked like it is. I don't know what it is, but it is really strange. So I'm going to try again and see if we can use this colour. I don't know if it's because it's matte, but it's just, there's not a lot picking up. And I know it's not because I washed my brushes today. They are dry, they are clean, everything. But I don't understand it. So let's try it again. Let's tap in a bit more. There's hardly any pigment And I know that some people really like that, but sometimes you like a little bit of pigment. Okay, I think that's probably as good as we're going to get because it doesn't want to build up. So this shade I am not a fan of. But the purple looks absolutely beautiful. The purple is calling me. So what I am going to do with this purple is that I'm going to take my finger, because I know that iridescent shades tend to work quite well with a finger. So I'm just going to pick some of it up. Oh, that is so nice. That is beautiful. That is really, really nice. So what I'm going to do is just pat this on all over the lid. Very sheer wash of colour. Okay, building up a lot nicer. I really like this shade. It's so nice, so pretty. And I think it looks perfect for the outside. What I am going to do is I'm going to take the sponge applicator and I'm going to use this on the yellow, because I know that sponges work very, very well when you have a highlighter shade. So I'm going to take the yellow. Okay, oh, that's nice. That is really, really nice on there. I don't know if you can see because the lights are quite light, but it is really pretty. So I'm just going to, I like this one, look. That's literally one swipe. I really like these two together. I like the fact that they do actually have a colour story that's not pink or red or purple, which is what they tend to do. This is like, to me, this is spring. I'm really happy with the purple, and then also the yellow is really nice. I like that they blend very nicely together as well. It's just a really nice look. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the darker shade, because I do want to use every single shade in this palette, because I do want to see which ones are good and which ones aren't so good. So I'm just going to take this brush here. So I'm going to use this for the lower lash line. It is quite big for the lower lash line, but I always use it for that. And I'm just going to go into the dark sort of purple mauve shade. Okay, that one's very good. That one, yes. So I like that one as well. This one is so pretty. I'm just going to deepen up a little bit by going up here. So eyeshadow is done, and I feel like that it looks so beautiful on the eyes. I don't like the matte shade. There's pretty much no pigment on there, and yeah, it just doesn't do anything. But the other three shades I do really like. They are so pigmented, they're absolutely beautiful. But I do like the fact that you can have a sheer wash of colour, or you can easily build it up. I mean, the purple, that built up so easily, and from the first watch I really liked it. So yeah, I am pleasantly surprised, and I do really like the eyeshadow. Just that one shade is just not that good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, finish off my eyes, come back and we'll try out the last products, and we'll also do a final review, and I'll let you know what I think. Eyes and brows are all done, and this is what it looks like, and I feel like that it just looks so good, and I'm actually pretty impressed with the way that the eyeshadow looks, because from that first shade I just did not think that would work out very well. So the last product that we're going to try out is the lipstick. I decided to get a shade that is one that I'm going to use a lot, because I do have two, and this one looked like it was going to be the one that I get the most use out of. And this is the Rouge Coco Balm, and this one is in the shade 928 Pink Delight. So I was quite happy to pick up one of these, because I do have very, very dry lips at the moment. These say that they're very hydrating as well, and I thought this would probably be a lot better than getting a liquid lipstick, so that's why I got this one. And this one is more of like a pinky nude shade. They do have two, so they have one that's called Pink Delight, which is this one, 928, then I have Sweet Treat 930, and that one looked like it was a bit darker. I didn't feel like I'd get much use out of it, and the price of this is £33 as well, so it is pretty expensive for a lipstick. This actually looks a lot smaller in the packaging. I don't know if that's just me, but it looks smaller than all of my other ones. I have my other ones down here. No, it looks like the same size. Why does it look so small? No, they definitely are exactly the same size. I don't know why, but the packaging just looked a lot smaller than the other ones. So like I said, this one is like a pinky nude shade. It is so beautiful, but I can't really remember what the consistency of these are like, because I haven't worn them in such a long time. I think last summer was the last time that I wore one of these. So I did also use the Nude Brun lip liner, and I just thought I'd do that because I don't really go in with lipsticks just on their own. So we'll see how it looks. It is a very nice shade, however I feel like this is more pink than what it shows in the bullet. It looks more pink on my lips than on here it looks like a pinky nude. It is a very, very sheer wash of colour. Yeah, I've just done a swatch. It's more like a coral pink than a pinky nude. So yeah, that's just something that it's nice, but it's not hydrating for me. I have just realised that I don't really like the formula of these because they are quite dry and they do look quite matte on the lips. And then I have very, very dry lips at the moment and it's showing every single line. So if you do have very dry lips, if you do have aging lips, then this probably isn't going to be the formula for you. If you have tried this before, you do really like the formula. It is a very nice shade, but I do feel like it is a lot more pink than what it shows in the bullet, because it does look pinky nude on the website, then also in the lipstick it looks pinky nude. Putting it on the lips, doing swatches, it looks more pink, so that's the only thing. So yes, I wish I hadn't got this because for some reason I thought this was a very, very creamy formula. I thought this was like the Coco Flashes because those are really, really creamy. I mean, it feels nice on the lips, but I just can't get over the fact that my lips just look like they are so dry. So I think I might give this another go when I don't have dry lips anymore. If you haven't tried the formula before, I say you can probably skip it. I do definitely prefer the Rouge Coco Flash or the Rouge Coco Bloom. Those ones are my favourite ones that I've tried. So this one, you can skip it. I don't think it's worth £33. So those are all the products from the collection. I'm going to go ahead, gather my thoughts and come back and let you know what I recommend and what I don't. So I'm back and I've now gathered my thoughts. I've looked at my skin in natural lighting. So now I'm going to let you know what I think about each of these products, things that I'd recommend and things that I don't. So the only things that I didn't pick up from the collection are the nail varnishes, just because I tend to get my nails done now, so there's no point in me getting in nail varnishes. These were my Valentine's Day nails, if you can see. So the first one is the Baume Essentiel. I really like this, and that is a shocker for me because I was debating whether to get this or not because I thought it would be just like the other ones, but it is actually really good. It's a very nice shade. I feel like if you do have very deep skin, then you can use this as a highlighter, but if you do have my skin or a little bit lighter than me or very, very fair, then I feel like you can use this as a blush. It's very nice, it's very creamy, it doesn't feel sticky, and it glided on really nicely, and I just feel like it is so nice. So this one I really like in this shade. I know that I'm not going to use the lilac one, so there's no point in me picking that up. But this one, like I said, pleasantly surprised, and I actually think it's worth the money, and I've never said that before about a Baume Essentiel. And the Illuminating blush as well. So this one I like, but I don't think it's worth the £52. If you're someone that collects Chanel makeup, if you want something because it is a limited edition, then, you know, this is a nice product. But I don't think I would reach for this because I feel like you need to build it up quite a lot to beat highlighter. And if you do want it as a blush, you need to build it up quite a lot as well. You do need to use different brushes for each thing like you usually would. But it's just, it was nice, but it's not worth the money for me. I do like the look of it, but I wouldn't recommend going ahead and picking it up unless you literally just collect pieces. So it's a nice shade, but I prefer my highlighter from R.E.M. Beauty. There's so many other blushes that are more pigmented and have a glow to them as well that look really good, that are much more affordable. So I'd say go ahead and skip this one. Then eyeshadow palette. This one I actually really like, but I'm so annoyed because this shade, the matte shade, is really bad. As you saw, could not get it to work. I used my brush that I always use, and I had to go back in with concealer and just sort of pat it in. It didn't work. I like 3 of the shades. I like how pigmented these 3 are. They have a very nice shimmer to them. You can create a very nice look. They blend really nicely as well. I'm really, really happy with the way that my eyeshadow turned out. It's just this one shade, I didn't like it. So if you do want the eyeshadow palette, I'd say go ahead and get it because it is actually really nice. But if you do already have shades that are like this, you don't need to get it because, like I said, one of the 4 shades just isn't that good. But for me, this is actually my top 2 palette that I have from the quads from Chanel, so I think it's really nice. I'm not sure if it is worth the money, but if you want to pick up something from the collection, then this is really, really nice. And the Rouge Coco Balm. So this one, I think you already know my feelings on this. I don't really like it. I don't like the formula of it, and I forgot that I didn't like the formula, so it was my own fault for picking it up. I like the shade, but it's not what it shows on the website. It's not what it shows in the bullet. I don't think it's that good. So it doesn't feel sticky, it doesn't feel drying, but it is quite matte and it is showing off all of my dry patches on my lips. So unless you have perfect lips, then I'd say go ahead and skip this one because you don't need to. The Rouge Coco Flash, the Rouge Coco Bloom, those are amazing if you want to get ones from Chanel. Alternatively, you can get other things like lip oils. I love the Cab Cosmetics lip oils. The Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lips are amazing as well. So you can get other things, and I think for £33, it's just too expensive and you can just get other things. So overall, I'm sort of impressed with this collection. I like 2 out of the 4 things I've tried. The eyeshadow palette I am shocked about because I didn't think I'd like it. The Baume Essentiel, shocked that I didn't hate it, and I actually really liked it. So the things that I didn't think I would like, I actually really like it. It's so strange. So if you do want to get 2 things from the collection, I say go ahead and get the Baume Essentiel or get the eyeshadow palette, but just bear in mind that that one eyeshadow from the palette doesn't work out very well, can't get any real pigmentation from it, and also bear in mind that it is a sheer wash of colour, but it does build up very easily as well. So if you do like sheer eyeshadows, it's something for you. If you do like buildable eyeshadows, then it's something for you. But if you do like ones that are like the Tarte eyeshadows, it's going to be nowhere near as pigmented as these, but you don't really go for Chanel and then expect to have a lot of pigment. That's the only thing. So if you want pigment, go for a Tarte palette. If you don't mind the sheer wash of colour and the buildability, then the Chanel palette is really nice. So this was the Chanel spring collection, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you've tried anything from this collection, then just comment down below to let me know if you liked it or if you don't, and also let me know what you think of this makeup look. Do you agree with everything that I said? Do you disagree? What are your thoughts on each of the products? And I hope that you enjoyed this video, and make sure that you give it a very big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye.